Well, you need to remember that you aren't doing things. You are being done. You are being done by the universe, the source, the God, the divine mind. So if God is doing everything, then how can we be wrong? If you are doing wrong, you are right. And if you are doing right, you are right. Because everything which is being done by God. God has given us enough intelligence. No one wants to intentionally harm himself or herself. Nobody tries to inflict upon themselves misfortune. It happens naturally. You can call it your destiny, or you can call it the Murphy's Law. If something can go wrong, it will. Well, sometimes in life we make a comment that somebody is stupid and hence he has made that mistake. No, you need to realize that nobody is stupid to make mistakes. Nobody is stupid to inflict harm upon themselves. Nobody wants troubles and worries and sorrows in his or her life. It happens naturally. Life unfolds naturally. The other side of the coin reads that nobody is smart enough to get his things right in his or her life. That is also happening naturally. I have seen in my life that the most ordinary people in this world have become billionaires, and the most intelligent people have not been able to do what they wanted to do. So my point is that you are not doing things, you are being done. And we are all part of that divine intelligence. So at this point in time, when this Shadastak yoke takes place, when Jupiter is 8th from Ketu and Ketu is 6th from Jupiter, you need to understand that even if you are facing some problems and difficulties in your life, that is not because you are stupid, you are not intelligent. It's just because that is how life is. You need to understand at this point in time that there is nothing in your control. You are being controlled by this universe. Nothing is in your control. Whatever you can do, you do. And whatever you can't, just leave it. But if you make a conscious, deliberate and a determined effort to do the things which you are supposed to do, which you can do, which is within your control, then God will do what you can't. God is everywhere. There is no place in this universe where God is not there. And yet God does nothing. God doesn't move his little finger to get things done in this universe. God leaves nothing undone. Everything is being done in this universe. So don't criticize, judge or condemn anyone in this world at this point in time, or yourself. If we understand and know that God is doing everything, then who are we to judge, criticize or condemn others or ourselves? You shouldn't criticize, condemn or judge yourself at this juncture, because you need to remember this, that you are being done. You are not doing things, you are being done. So if you experience failures and setbacks at this point in time, if you make a mistake or an error at this point in time, it is absolutely alright. You don't need to beat yourself up at this point in time just because you are experiencing failures and setbacks. A setback is a setup for a comeback. So at this point in time, you need to make a comeback in your life. You need to bounce back in your life. By making a comeback, I mean, you need to do what you can, and God will then do what you can't. What I mean is that do things which are in your control and don't worry about the results. Don't worry about the consequences at this point in time, because those results, those consequences are not in your hands. And if somebody tries to criticize you, condemn you or judge you, then you need to escape from such people who are doing this to you. You don't need to listen to others at this point in time. Well, I'd say that enjoy when it's time to enjoy and endure when it's time to endure. This is the natural process of life. And this universe is a vessel of perfection. Whatever will happen for our good. Just as you breathe in, you need to breathe out. There is a time for being ahead and there is a time for being behind. There is a time for being in motion and there is a time for being at rest. There is a time for being vigorous and there is a time for being exhausted. There is a time for being safe and there is a time for being in danger. There is a time for perfection and there is a time for you to live in imperfection. Everything is happening according to God's wishes. God is moving the pieces in our life. There is something bigger in this universe which is moving the pieces in this universe. So we shouldn't be depressed, dejected or despondent at this point in time if something untoward happens to us. You need to understand that this is the nature of life. And everything is being controlled by God. Just as we automate our offices, we automate our factory. Similarly, God has automated this world. God has automated this world, the events of this world, by installing planets in this universe. The planets are controlling us. Jupiter, Rahu, Mercury, Sun, Saturn, Ketu. All these planets are controlling us and the things on this planet Earth. God is not gonna move even his little finger to do things. When we mere human beings have automated our factory and office by installing machines and computers in them, then do you think so that God, the powerful God, will do certain things with his own hands or fingers? He has automated everything on this planet Earth, and whatever is happening to you is in your destiny. God has already written that destiny for you, and whatever is happening according to his wishes. So my point is that you don't need to beat yourself up at this point in time. When things are not working for you, you need to work, you need to do your best and leave the rest to God. You need to believe and know that whatever is happening for your good only. And whatever will happen for your good. You shouldn't have any regrets of the past. You need not worry about the future. The present is happening. You must have seen the ocean. You must have seen the sea. It stays low. And just because the sea stays low, all the rivers and streams empty into it. Because the sea, the ocean stays humble, it stays low. That is why the rivers and streams empty into it, just allowing everything to come to it. The sea doesn't pushes or forces the rivers and streams to come to it. Those rivers and streams come to it naturally because the sea stays low, it stays humble. So at this point in time, you need to stay humble as well and don't force things in your life. Don't do things which are beyond your control. Don't get frustrated at this point in time. Don't get desperate at this point in time and start forcing things, because you forcing things in your life may not help you to get those things or find those situations or circumstances in your life. You need to let life unfold naturally, because things which will happen naturally to you will always benefit you. Because things which happen naturally are in sync with the universe, are in sync with the harmony of the universe. So for example, if you are doing a business and you aren't getting business in spite of your efforts, then don't force anything in that business. You need to stay calm. You need to wait for things to come to you instead of going to them. Don't degrade yourself at this point in time. Don't belittle yourself at this point in time. Don't denigrate yourself at this point in time just to get a business. Let those customers come to you instead of going to them. If you have done your part, if you think you have done enough to get that business, you should stay calm at this point in time. You should stay put at this point in time. If you have applied for a job, you've given your interviews, you've done your best, then don't keep calling that employer that what happened to that job. If you are destined to get that job, you will get. The fact of the matter is that you are not gonna get around the ups and downs of life. I mean, you are not gonna get around the things which you are going through in your life. It's not because that you are stupid that you are going through certain things in your life. It's not because that you are weak that you are experiencing problems and difficulties in your life. It's not because you are weak in life that you are going through certain things in your life. You need to understand that is how life is. So if somebody is trying to be disrespectful to you, just because you have made a mistake, you have made an error, they are trying to denigrate you, they are trying to run you down in your life, they are trying to humiliate you in front of others, then you need to move away from such people at this juncture when Ketu and Jupiter are forming the Shadastak Yoga. And the other thing which you have to do at this point in time, that you have to be detached from things in your life. Detachment is not that you own nothing. Detachment is nothing owns you. Don't get attached to the things which you have at this point in time, because this attachment may trouble you, may irritate you at this point in time. The greatest detachment in life is being close to everything and not let it consume you or own you. That's the real power, that's the real strength of a human being. Staying among all those materialistic things, staying in those relationships and yet staying far away from them and not letting those things affect you. Because Ketu in the 6th from the planet Jupiter will expect from you to remain detached from the things which you own, from the relationships that you are in. Well, even if you face some defeats and failures at this point in time, make sure you are not defeated. You need to keep trying at this point in time. Life is worthwhile if you try. You got to try something with what you know. Well, can you win the next game in your life? How we are gonna know? Until you try. Until and unless you try, how will we know that you are gonna win in that game or not? So you need to keep trying at this point in time. Whether you are a success or a failure, you need to keep trying at this point in time. You need to keep your focus on your goals and dreams at this point in time. You need to stay committed to your goals and dreams at this juncture. And at this point in time, you'd ask me, how long should I try? I tell you to keep trying until you succeed. A mother doesn't stop a child from learning to walk if he falls. A mother will never tell his or her child to stop trying to walk if he or she is falling. A mother will want that child to keep trying until he learns to walk. Similarly, in your life at this juncture, you need to keep trying until you succeed. So don't stop trying at this point in time, because success is nearer than you think. It is closer than you think. And that success is beyond that fear which you are experiencing at this point in time when Ketu and Jupiter are forming the Shadastak Yoga. Well, this is all I wanted to tell you all about this Shadastak Yoga. If you want some specific predictions about yourself, then you are most welcome to contact me. And if you want a remedy for your problems, then also you are most welcome to contact me. I have several remedies for you, and these remedies which I am talking about are a fusion of astrological remedies, Vastu remedies and spiritual remedies, which can be utilized by any person of any religion. And if you want me to pray for you, because prayer can move mountains. So if you want me to pray for your health, wealth, success, money, business, career, job, relationships, love relationships, marriage, married life, children, property, education, etc., 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 then also you may contact me. You may also contact me for a Vastu instrument. This Vastu instrument can solve all your Vastu problems of your home, office or factory. And if you are hell-bent on taking your life from the ridiculous to the sublime, from the low point to the high point, from nothing to something, then you may contact me over WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number has been given on this video. Have a great day and a great life ahead. God bless you all. Jai Mata Di. Jai Ma Kali.